We ain't never gonna quit. We ain't never gonna quit it, boy. Nah, we ain't never gonna quit. Nah, 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 we ain't never gonna quit it.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Lionheart Radio with your host, Rick Alexander, and I am coming to you live today from the California Elite Training Center. I gotta stop saying I'm coming at you live. I know this is recorded. We're gonna edit it. It's not live at all, but it makes me feel better to say that. So today I'm joined by Bruce Orlando.
Yeah, Bruce Orlando.
Yeah, I can't say that last name. So, you know, your is it fiance, Amanda?
Yeah.
So she reached out to me and we were talking about some of your story, and then I started talking to other podcasters and influencers in the powerlifting world about your story, and I found it to be like really intriguing. I think it's interesting how we all sort of find our outlet within fitness, strength, endurance, whatever that is. But it always means something different to that person because there's some path that sort of got us there. So I know you played Division I football growing up.
I played at San Diego State.
Yeah, I played at San Diego State. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about your path a little bit. In your bio, like one of the very first things it says is like you went through an injury, and then it sort of like looked like you went through this process of re-finding yourself. And so I kind of want to talk about like what was it? How did you grow up in the fitness lifestyle, and then kind of what got you to this point?
Yeah. Well, actually, growing up, funny thing was like I wasn't healthy at all. You know, Puerto Rican grandparents, pretty much they look at you and you're always skinny.
Yeah.
No matter I was 300-pound 12-year-old, they look at me and they still thought I was skinny. So, you know, growing up, like that was always the thing for me. Like I was eating unhealthy, but you know, I remember like my best friends that lived across the street always wanted to play basketball. They always were in the front of the house, like asked for me to come out.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of like set it off. And then I started playing sports. Like I love playing sports. I was always like kind of like that big athletic guy, so there was just like something intriguing to me with that. And then football came around. I moved to originally from Stockton, moved to San Jose, went to Oak Grove High School, played football there. Was doing really well. You know, obviously when you first came, like first kid, like, I was not in shape at all, wasn't strong at all. But I always had a tough, you know, really good work ethic, even when I was younger. Because my freshman year in Demon play, like I was a scrub.
Okay.
To be out front like that, and that was the one thing that I hated. So that off season, I worked my ass off, and I made it to varsity my sophomore year as a kid that didn't play his freshman year.
Okay.
You know, so that was one of my things. Like I was always geared like that. You know, my dad really pushed me, you know, to always work hard and stuff. And then so high school started going around. Then I hurt my back before my junior season, so I got real fat.
All right.
So that was rough growing. And then lost all the weight. Everything was great. Like my senior year was like looking really promising. And then I tore my knee, tore my MCL 1 week out with the first game.
Of your senior year of high school.
Senior year. So I still played the whole season, but I had to wear knee brace. And I was a big defensive player guy. Like that was my thing. And I had to play more offense than defense.
Okay.
Because of my limited range of motion laterally.
Okay.
Know? So that happened. Didn't get the D1 scholarships out of high school.
Well, it's like a death sentence for college if you get hurt your high school senior year.
It was done. Like I won't forget. Like, and then like I lost all the weight too. So I remember Stanford came out practice, and you know I was out there, and they looked at me like I was like like what happened to you?
Right.
You know, so all those things I never forgot, and went through the JUCO route. Ended up finishing my JUCO career at City College San Francisco. Okay. And that was when it was before that I went to De Anza, and De Anza was, I would say, like 3 tiers. You know, the A League, the B League, the C League. Yeah. De Anza was the C League. You know, a lot of times it wasn't that far away from home. I didn't want to like move all the way to the San Jose to San Francisco. Didn't want to do that yet, so I went through that. Didn't have a great year, and I looked myself in the mirror. I was like, well, if I want to play in the NFL, if I want to play D1 football, I should play the best junior college possible. Sure. San Francisco is like, you know, top 3, top number 1 in the nation for junior college football. Yeah. You know, literally that year that I decided to go, we went to the national championship game. Okay. So it was like those things where I already had like a lot of negativity from there. It was just like, oh, you didn't do this. Like, you think you'll be able to play it from a C League and A League, you're just miraculously going to get better. Yeah. You know, I stuck it out. I had 10 sacks that year. Still didn't get that many looks.
What were you, like a D end or?
I was defensive end.
Okay.
Yeah. Still didn't get that many looks, and I thought I was gonna like be balling with 10 sacks. I was like, oh yeah. Then later, I didn't get any scholarships during the spring. I was just working like GNC.
Right.
Supplement store, just trying to stay healthy. And then the summer came around, and I got a call from San Diego State.
Okay.
So then that's how it all steered there. Got there, came in out of shape. My one chance, my one shot blew it. Because then when I did get back into shape.
Oh, you showed up not ready,
Not
essentially.
ready.
Okay.
Not at all. And then, so they redshirted me.
Yeah.
And when you're a JUCO transfer, you're expected to play then.
Right.
So I come back the following year. Best shape I was ever in my life. I shredded down. I was like 250, 15% body fat. So this was like my high, right before my deep low.
Okay.
So this, I'm thinking like, oh,
you get yourself ready.
Right?
Yep.
I told you I was a defensive end.
Yep.
They moved me to nose guard.
All right.
And I still had lateral movement issues, and that was the biggest thing where I'll have 2-3 guys on me at once, and I couldn't really move that well. Defensive end, like, contain, crash the whole, like, those assignments I was really used to.
Yeah.
Playing nose guard, I wasn't.
Yeah.
So that really threw me off, and then...
so you never surgically fixed your knee?
No, just let it heal.
Okay.
And then, like I said, with my back problems and stuff like that, that's when they started re-emerging a little bit.
Yeah.
I never forget I had to take Vicodin, ibuprofen, and pre-workout before every practice.
Fuck.
I would have to. They're the only way I would get through it.
Okay.
If I didn't do that, I'll have a shitty practice.
Yeah. All right.
And this is like one of my last chances. Like I needed to give everything. And,
yeah.
I feel like obviously like many backups do. Like I thought I was better than the players that were playing in front of me.
Sure.
But it is what it is. I never got my shot again, and that's the thing is like I never expected to. So once you get one shot, you get one shot. That's all you're ever guaranteed.
Right.
I feel like if I would have got a second one, I feel like I would have made something of it. But it is what it is. Then they put me on medical, and then this sort of starts going down. So I'm on medical scholarship. I got super depressed. My great grandfather passed away, and that really shook home for me.
Yeah.
I was raised by my grandparents, so I was telling you.
Okay.
So for me, that really hurt. So I just hit a huge depression, and during this time, I went within 6 months, I went to 270 pounds, 30% body fat. I legitimately lost 50 pounds of muscle mass.
Damn.
And put 70 pounds of fat within 6 months.
Okay.
Because growing up, I would never drink or smoke, never do drugs, none of that stuff. But because it was all for football.
Yeah.
Once I thought football was over, I started drinking, smoking, eating whatever I wanted. That was the only. Then that's when I really hit rock bottom.
Yeah. Then
during that time, I met one of my mentors who's like pretty much changed my life. Siasi Viamo, he's the owner of Ramona Fitness. That's where I actually started doing personal training. I went to him to help save my life.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You're super low.
I was super low. I'll show you my before pictures. You wouldn't even believe it's me.
Really?
Yeah, it's real bad.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah, make sure you see that. And then that's when I started, because football was all I had in my life. Well, like a lot of football players, that especially if they make it that far to Division I, all they're thinking is NFL mostly.
Yeah, of course.
And life after football, you really don't think about that. Until it's like life after football.
Yeah.
And for me, I needed to find something I was so passionate about that it would equal to football, or
right.
even more. And for me, it was to help people. And that was probably my biggest thing. Was I wanted to help people. I wanted to make a difference in the world.
Sure.
I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and know that I helped somebody today.
Sure. So
that's why I started doing personal training. But before I can do that, I needed to help myself.
Yeah.
So I went through one of my biggest lows during that process. I have my infamous rock video where I'm barely able to pick it up, tears coming down my face, screaming I'm a failure, this and that. I'm on my knees, even about to choke up a little bit now because I think about that like it's just yesterday. Yeah. And it's just so low. Yeah. And for me to be able to pick myself up, and then things a lot of people see who I am today. Yeah. Outside perception, they have no idea how far I've come. They look at me as if I'm my goals that I'm doing now or what my achievements are unattainable. It's I'm almost I bench 6th place. You know, and like
Jesus.
my squat went up like tremendously during this whole thing, and deadlifts too. It's just like they look at that like, oh, that's unattainable.
Right.
Like, that's like, oh my God, this and that's like, you have no idea where I was 5 years ago.
So I think that's why it's so important to tell your story here, right? Because I guarantee so many people listening to this, they see the people that we have on the show, and they're typically, if they're on a podcast, they probably did something worth talking about. And so we compare where we're at now to where they are now, and there seems like such a disconnect that we immediately disassociate ourselves from ever being able to do that thing. Yeah. And it's like, as I'm listening to your story, if you could draw it out on a graph and you were to just plot it, like your back is against the wall like 6 or 7 times throughout this. It's like you got these highs where it's like, hey, got in shape, showed up, and then, you know, go to junior college, didn't work out. It's like, Jesus, man.
Well,
like,
trust me, I always thought like, it was like every other year, and I'll never forget, like, oh, this is the year I make my bounce back.
Yeah.
It got to that point, and then it would be the time like, oh shit, this is the year where I fall down.
Yeah, it's like, can it ever just be steady growth? But it's not how life is. Yeah. And I think it's worth pointing out, because so many people in life are like, they're in that roller coaster. It's up and it's down, and they're trying to figure out what if it's just them. And it's important to point out that it's not. Yeah. Yeah. So all right, so we get to this point now where we're super low.
Yeah. During this time, like, you know, it's like, this is what's so surreal. Like, I promise you, I wake up every morning, like, I worked out 3 days a week for like 3 months.
How? Are we like powerlifting or?
No, I was just doing fitness stuff.
Okay.
You know, I was just doing 6 in the morning. I'll get to the gym at 6 in the morning, do cardio.
Okay.
With a cardio class. And I promise you, this ain't your 24-hour fitness, hop on the Stairmaster kind of cardio. This is pick up boulders, flip tires, run down a trail where you can barely see. Yeah. You know, it was some rough shit. You know, I think that's what built my toughness. Yeah. You know, the name of the gym itself, Raw Mana. You know, Mana means spirit. So that was the thing, is to bring your inner Mana, bring your inner raw spirit out. You know, to showcase like your toughness. I think that's where I really got my toughness from. Okay. You know, was that. So I have the 6 a.m. cardio.
Just brutal conditioning.
Just dying. Then 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I do my own lifting. Just high repetitions. Like nothing what I'm doing nowadays. Like even my form wasn't. Then I was just lift weights.
Yeah, just like learning. Yeah.
And then I'll do the cardio again at night. And the cardio again at night, I was actually just doing dancing. You know, Polynesian dancing. So that's the.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Tahitian dancing.
Okay. Where do you live? Where are you living? Here.
Right now, I live in North Park.
No, but I mean during this process in your life.
During this process, shit. This is like another kicker. Is like I was actually homeless. Oh. Yeah. Fuck. It's like a lot of people don't know all this stuff. Like that's like people have no idea like where I've come from. Yeah. Because like I told you when I told you my grandparents passed, like they were my financial support, and like with scholarship, everything was paid for me. Sure. And I didn't want to call back to my mom or dad, so I never called and asked for help. I'll stay in my car, crash at friends' houses, and then I had a really close friend that her and her husband let me stay at their living room floor. Damn. And I stayed there until I was able to like bounce back. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. So right. Like, you know, during that time, man, that's why it was easy for me to get up 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I needed to get the fuck out of the house. Yeah. I needed to do so. Right. You know, and during this time, like the biggest thing is, especially now that it's so surreal, like this Friday, I'm going to Iron Addicts for the Summer Bash. You know, CT Fletcher holds it every year, you know. And it's so surreal now, like, to be a part of that versus 5 years ago, I was watching his motivational videos. Damn. Religiously. Really? Every morning. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I worked out 3 times a day before. Did cardio until like 8 or 9, and then I go sleep, and then wake right back up. All I did was eat and breathe this stuff, you know. So during that time, like I watched CT Fletcher videos every morning. So I want to definitely, obviously, continue through the story, but like I just want to sort of like pause script for a minute. So for people that are listening to this, like I don't want the profundity of this to be lost, because it's like you're watching this fucking guy on TV. Yeah. We're 5 years later now, and this dude's a part of your life, right? Yeah. And I'm doing videos with this guy now. What do you attribute from homeless, watching this fucking guy, to where you are now? That's a good question. Honestly, just like everything what I've been preaching in all my posts and what I've been saying, like, you know, never give up. Like sticking to it. Sticking to it. Just believing, push forward, like I always had a high confidence in myself.
Yeah, even when you were
if I was
low. Okay.
Because I knew what my capability was.
Yeah.
It's just that at that point I chose not to believe in myself. I chose to not try because I know I can be successful.
Yeah.
That's the thing where it's like I think one of the like Gary Vee says so many good things.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things that I got from him, he loves to self-destruct. And just so he can rise from the ashes again like a phoenix. That was probably one of the things out of many that struck home to me because I'm really good at self-sabotaging my life.
Yeah.
So I could bounce back. You see how many times I fell back just to bounce back.
I wanted to say that listening to your story. I'm like, it sounds like you're you need your back against the wall to thrive.
Yes.
In a lot of cases.
Yeah. So it's just like, and I've done it so many times where it's like, once my back is against the wall, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, this is
I know
life.
I won't fail.
Right.
I can't fail.
Right.
I'm not literally.
Yeah.
So I would say like the biggest thing during those times was during a time where it's hard to believe in yourself, that you got to realize no one's gonna believe in you. Like no one will.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you don't believe in yourself.
Right.
So if you're no one in the scene where people don't know you in that sense.
Yeah.
And you want to be a part of that. At that time, I didn't even think about that stuff. I just wanted to like help and like live life. Like, I didn't care about where I'm at today. Like that wasn't my end goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing was, finding your why.
Yeah.
My why was, my family, my brothers. Like those were my whys. My why is to get up every morning.
Yeah.
Because I would run scenarios in my head like, man, what if I just end my life now?
Yeah.
And I would just think the things that always stopped me was like my mom, my dad, how much they love me and stuff. But the thing that always struck home to me were my brothers. I wouldn't want them to live life without me.
Yeah.
Like I care so much of what they think about me. So for them to like that my last action is something of a coward, And that's the thing too, is like when people talk bad about that stuff, it's just like it's easy outside looking in to 100%. Be like, oh, you're a coward, you're this, you're that, like you're soft, like this, like you don't have the mental thoughts that the other person's going through.
Right, you have no idea.
Obviously, looking back now, like why was I like that?
Yeah, of course.
But at the time, I just know that at the time, your thoughts are a lot different than when you're like in a good place.
Yeah, when you're in it, you're stuck inside your own head.
And then you, depending on who you are, I wanted more of that.
Right.
I want more depression. I want all of it on me.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I would say that would probably be the biggest thing is like if you have your back against the wall, find your why. Yeah. Find your why that will get your ass up every fucking morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And grind until until midnight and be able to do it all over again.
Sure. So all right. So now at this kind of point in the story, we're essentially homeless, sort of wherever we can get in, where we can fit in.
Yeah.
And we're watching CT Fletcher in the morning. You're going to these conditioning classes 3 days a week. You're working out.
Oh, every day.
Every day. Oh, every day.
Every day.
Okay.
3 times a day. That was the thing. It was every day, 3 times a day.
What was your... So I guess at the same time you're running these scenarios of like, what would it be like if I weren't to be on this earth anymore, right? Like, what would it be like if I took my own life? And then at the same time, there's some part of you that's like getting up at 6 a.m. and like there's some reason you're pushing forward. Yeah. Did you have this idea of the life you wanted to build, or did you just know forward progress will breed something?
I just knew that this isn't how it's going to end.
Yeah, this isn't how my story ends.
No, like this is not it.
Yeah.
Like it can't be.
Fuck yeah.
Because growing up, like it's the funny thing, like how I'm doing now is like I've always been like that. I wanted to make it to the NFL to show that shit, you can make it.
You can make it,
like,
yeah.
Anyone, like you can make it. Like look at what I went through. Mm-hmm. That was my biggest thing. What I wanted to do. I wanted to prove people that they were able to do it.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of my heart, I still feel like I could have and can still make it.
Yeah.
Reason being is because I just know I didn't have my shot. Not everyone gets the shot they need.
Right.
And the exposure. There's people in the league that all the time that aren't necessarily the best players that they've ever been on their team in high school or in college.
Yeah.
Right situation, right time, like, And for me, it was just like I wanted to have that to show people.
To like be an example of what's possible, right?
All my prior football stuff going back and forth. You're not going to play this, you're not going to do that. I wanted to make it just for that.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of kids out there that, are grinding during the summers and, coaches are saying this and that and, they want to give up. I want to show them that, they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
They can if they keep pushing, they believe in themselves, they can make it. That was my biggest thing.
Yeah.
So it's funny now, like, I'm still doing that in just a different sense.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting that you just knew intrinsically forward progress will get me somewhere, right? And that's kind of the thing with a lot of people when they get down. I think it's like they don't necessarily know what direction to move, but they're almost paralyzed, and it's like, just move forward. You'll figure out what you want, what you don't want through forward progress. So I guess at that, if you guys listening to this, if you're hearing stuff in the background, we're like, there's people lifting right behind us. It's kind of perfect, actually. But so I guess let's go back to this moment where you're going through all this stuff. Like, where's your path go from there?
Let's see. I was losing the weight.
Yeah.
I was back. Then I started refining myself, and then I became a personal trainer.
Okay.
And this is where the story gets good. Because during this time, I remember like I was seeing everybody. I remember I was a shell of myself during the time. Mm-hmm. Where like people were like lifting weights, and like I'm just looking at these guys like oh, y'all ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I remember, I'll never forget this. I remember I brought in one of my best friends today. One of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. Played football with him at San Diego State. I thought he was a personal trainer. It's Chris Gordon.
Okay.
I brought him in. I was like, hey, come work on me over here, blah blah blah. And then ever since then, man, we just stayed connected. Like throughout that process, man. I promise you this. So the two biggest people, I said like Sialsi and Chris. Those were the two biggest things, because Sialsi got me up, right? Mm-hmm. Got me walking again. Chris got me running. That was the biggest thing.
All right.
Because I had the mental toughness and stuff like that. Now Chris, what he did, he had something to build with now.
Yeah, and gave it a direction.
Exactly. During that time too, he believed in me. When I told him what I wanted to do, I told him I still wanted to play football. He trained me. I still feel like if certain things didn't go wrong, like I still make it.
Yeah.
I getting ready to go for an arena football tryout. I got like a personal tryout. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make it. All I needed to get is some film. I had no film.
Yeah.
I never played it down. Chris trained me hard, and it got me ready. Fucking the AFL went under.
Oh.
The year it went under was the year that was supposed to be my tryout year.
Damn.
So I was just like, okay, I was like, what's next? And then, during this whole time I was powerlifting.
Yeah.
I gotta be competitive something. I gotta do something.
Oh, you're like competing in powerlifting.
Yeah, I did I think one meet, or like I did a mock meet or some shit. I was still lifting. I was still doing training and stuff.
Yeah.
And then then I started I started doing powerlifting, started doing a couple meets more, and then, I still had that itch. I had that itch, and I missed football a lot, and so I went rugby. Rugby is my family sport. My dad was amazing growing up. My uncles, my cousins, amazing.
Yeah.
Played for Samoa. Played for New Zealand. I got a cousin that played for Team USA.
Yeah. Okay.
The family in sport is rugby.
All right.
So I was like, I think I could do this.
Yeah.
I went from 290 down to 258.
Damn.
I was running kind of like when I lock into what I want to do, I'm like all in.
Full force.
So every other day I run 3 miles, and still doing my regular training, and then Chris would throw a wad after my training for me.
Okay.
Because rugby, you got to be everything. You got to be strong as an ox, but you got to have some conditioning.
Yeah.
Cardiovascular is the biggest thing. So that was the biggest thing that I really pushed for. So I started doing that, and
damn, you were running 3 miles every other day?
Every other day, yeah. My big ass was.
Yeah.
Look at me now, you're like, oh, yeah, right. But I'll never forget. It was the best shape I ever was in my life.
Okay.
I felt great, playing rugby, and, I was green. I was green a little bit. I was a great athlete out there, making tackles, running the rock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, it made me miss football more. I think that was the thing. I was looking for something to replace it, and that made me miss it more. Because remember I told you earlier, in the interview, I was telling you, I was weak laterally.
Yeah.
It exposed me in rugby, so I had to do something about it.
Right.
I did something about it. I became better.
Yeah.
And my conditioning was great. All this stuff was great.
So then you're seeing your athleticism. You're like, fuck, I want to put this where I love. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it made it hard, and I remember it was winter break. Like I said, I was still doing all the training and stuff. Gracie held a bench press charity event.
Gracie
for the
B.
troops.
Okay.
Yeah. Showed something for that, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. Remind me, I'm still playing rugby, still doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Jump in, and I hit 500 pounds on bench press for the first time.
Okay.
First time ever. And it hit me. I was like, man, I should go all in on this.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm hitting 500 pounds, not necessarily not trying, but powerlifting wasn't my focus.
Yeah, but if you're running 3 miles every other day and you're benching 500, like,
Yeah, so I was like, fuck. I was like, I should go all in on this. And then that's when I made my decision going all in powerlifting.
Okay.
And I was like, Chris, this is something I want to really do. So
yeah.
Chris started directing me. Like I said, Chris has directed me throughout the way. He's never pushed me. I think that's the one that he always knew that I would be a really good powerlifter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he never pushed me any direction. Never pulled me in any direction. He just guided wherever I wanted to go. And that's like the one thing I couldn't ask for a better friend.
Yeah.
Like he believed in me. Whatever I wanted to do, he believed in me because he knew what I was capable of. And I think that's one of the biggest things was because he didn't push me into the sport, that I just naturally
found it.
And that's why I'm like really in it now,
Yeah.
And I owe it all to him. Because then during that time I started really getting into powerlifting, and then this is where it gets interesting too, because during this whole time, Chris and my buddy Gino met Big Boy at a powerlifting meet. That's when they linked up.
Straight Cartel.
Okay. This is the very beginning. This is before Straight Cartel even came about. They met.
Okay.
At this point, Big Boy was still with 5%ers. They met because Gino actually owns Simply G Meals. That's when Simply G Meals first started, the meal prep company out in San Diego.
Okay.
And wanted to sponsor Big Boy. So then they started connection. Then they started talking, and then Big Boy came out and started Straight Cartel with Pitbull. When that happened, they brought on Gino. Then later on they brought on Chris. I was the only one of my friends that wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
Obviously I didn't care. I just knew that I had to earn it.
Yeah.
I never expected anything.
Yeah, just for being there.
And
which is huge. Yeah. Which is important.
That's one of the things. Like, a lot of people they'll ask for things, or they'll be like this. Not once have I asked to be on the team.
Yeah.
Never. Out of the 2-3 years prior to me being on the team today, I've never asked to be a part of the team. My number one goal was to get to a point where they couldn't ignore me anymore.
Yeah. Which is the best advice for anybody.
Yeah, and just like how you said, and then I'll never forget the day. I got a text from Big Boy, or a call from Big Boy saying, "Hey, do you have some time? Come to the gym later today."
Yeah.
And the gym is Motivate Performance Center up in Foothill Ranch,
okay,
Orange County area. So that's something I need to plan. I got a call. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And then Chris was gonna go too. He told me to come, and then I remember I was walking up there, and then he pulled me to the back to the warehouse because Motivate Performance Center is also the founding of or the main base of I forget now, Nutrition Zone.
Okay.
So
right.
Goes back to us that way, and then I'll never forget it. He's like, Bruce, welcome to the team, and I'll never forget that day.
Fuck.
Because I literally came back that night. Because remember, I had to plan everything. I trained clients in the morning. During that midday, I just went out there just to see him, and for him to tell me that. And then I came back, and then something clicked. I worked out at 9 or 10 o'clock that night because I had to get ready for my meet.
Yeah.
I couldn't miss any workouts. Not only now representing myself, my family, also got Strength Cartel in the back of my head. As you can tell, we have the little phrase Strength Cartel most hated. All eyes on us.
Yeah.
And me being the new guy. Oh yeah. Well, let the questions questions start coming. How'd he make the team? Oh, this and that. Those are all the things going in my head.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to keep pushing forward, and just keep getting better.
Yeah.
Because not only that, and during this whole time, Chris had my back. He told them that he should put me on the team once he asked for Chris's opinion.
Yeah.
And all these guys, man, they're like family to me.
Yeah.
So it was probably a big moment in my life when I finally got the invite to be part of Strength Cartel, because it was finally that aha moment.
Yeah.
Where I tell y'all trying to make it here, trying to make it there, and never really making it anywhere.
Right.
I always was really close.
Yeah.
Something happened where it gets swiped up, and
right.
me making a Strength Cartel honestly felt like I finally made it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because it's you have this moment where you finally make it, and you still have all these sort of doubts and questions that you're putting in your mind. It's like you're manufacturing a way to keep your back against the wall, so you got to keep pushing. And I think that's just interesting.
Yeah.
So then you get picked up. You're part of the strength cartel.
Yeah. That was yeah. That was tight. I was so happy.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I think it was just like, it was funny. I'll never forget this part. I remember, because another thing I never did besides not asking to be part of the team, I never put strength cartel on my bio. Because I didn't want the outward perception for me to seem like I'm trying to be a part of, like, say that I'm a part of it. I wore all the clothes, I tagged all that stuff, but the bio, I didn't want to seem like I was already a part of them. Yeah. And that was probably the happiest thing. I'll never forget when I put, you know what I mean? Yeah. Strength cartel heavy hitter. Yeah. Call Bruce 10.
So many people, I really believe they want some kind of sponsorship just to say they're a sponsored athlete in their bio, right? Like, they want to just say, like, whatever athlete use code.
They'll use ambassadorship. They'll say they're a sponsored athlete. But if you're not getting paid and you're just getting some discounted clothes, you're not even getting free clothes. Like, bro, that's not it. That is not it. But just for the clout, they're going to be like, oh, I'm sponsored this, and that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was never about that. Right. You know?
And so now one of the things you put in your bio, which I was like, holy shit, he's putting it out there, was this idea that you want, like, the biggest bench in the world.
Oh, yeah. That was just like, I wanted to chase something. Yeah. And bench press has always been my next sense, especially since I had a back issue. Couldn't really squat. Right. You know, it's funny, I think like squats, so I would say bench press shows my talents. Okay. You know, deadlift shows my heart, but squats, you know, reveals my character. Yeah. I definitely put all those 3 lifts just like that. Yeah. You know, because deadlift, it shows my heart, like, I ain't gonna quit. I'll pull until I can't pull anymore. Bench, like, that's my shit. Like, I'm rep shit out, heavyweight, all that. Squat, though, it shows, like, how tough I really am, because my back issues, my knee issues, you know, here's the thing with my squat. I can't put myself in the optimal position as someone with amazing mobility can. Right. I have terrible ankle mobility, so sometimes the fixated point where it should be on my legs is more on my knees because my ankle mobility can't flex that well. Right. So that's the thing. Tight hips can't really get that deep. So when I try to, like, tight back, you know, bad back compression on the way, there's so many variables that go against me. You know, I just remember, like, here's a really good story. Is like when I started squatting, I started training again. I'll never forget this day. I'm like, at 24 Hour Fitness, I'm still big. Like, at this time, I'm like benching over 300-400 pounds still. Yeah. Right? And I'm at 24 Hour Fitness back squatting. I'm doing sets with 185. Like, struggling though. Whoa. You know, I'm looking right next to me, right? There's a little Asian cat that's like doing the same weight or a little bit more than me. Right. You know, but not once did I was like, oh, let me add more weight, let me do this. I followed the program, I trusted Chris. Yeah. And I just knew that one day, like, I'm so relentless. I was like, one day my squat's gonna go up. Yeah. I'm too big, too strong. There's no way. Yeah. You know, and I was like that confident. And I think this past year is when I finally broke through that plateau. Chris got me ready for the U.S. Open, and I squatted 744 in competition.
Damn, from 185 in training.
185, like struggling.
You're right.
185, like maybe 265 max. Yeah. Within like maybe 5 years or so. Damn. Yeah.
I don't even know, like, how many people they want to skip that work. They want to skip that process. So
they get straight to the
right. That's why the quarter squat gang is the thing on Instagram, right?
Hey, bro's funny. He's hella funny. Yeah, he's hella funny.
But I think that's the thing, right? Like, people they don't want to do the reps at 185. Yeah. They want to get to the big weight, so they skip the work. Yeah. I like that each lift sort of has a intrinsic meaning to you. It's like, you know, bench is where I showcase what I can do, and the squat's where you showcase your character. When I was talking to a few different people about getting ready to do this show that are in the powerlifting community, and we were talking about it a little bit pre-show, but one of the things they brought up was this video where you like deadlift and then cry or something like that. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So everyone says I wondered why I cry when I work out.
Yeah.
You know, it's... and here's the thing, it's like, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do it for Instagram. Right. Like, if Instagram was really popping back then, you would see me crying 185 on my back. Right. Like, I promise you that. Like, I've always been that guy. Like I told you, like me picking up that rock. Yeah. And like, I was in my tears because I was hurt. So, and then I wanted to do anything not to be like that. So when I'm squatting weight that I physically can't do, and I have to like really, showcase my character and my heart, how bad I want to do something, that's when I started thinking of my past, my dark past. I started thinking about my grandparents passing. That still, shit still chokes me up till this day.
Right.
I think about all the times I failed. I think about my family. I never forget the time when my mom told me when my grandmother passed. And my grandma raised me. My grandma was like my mom. Like, she was like the maid, like loved me so much, told me I could be anything I ever wanted. I had so much great positivity growing up. That's why I think that's what stands for me thinking that I can do anything. Yeah. Is because growing up, I couldn't do no wrong. Right. Yeah, I was the promised child, whatever they call it. Like, she loved me. Right. And loved me so much that it made me love myself. Yeah. So when my mom came, it was down in Mission Beach. We're at a Wave House, I think. Yeah. We're sitting at those chairs where you can walk by. We're sitting on the top of those chairs. My mom comes to me. I had something was wrong. She called me. Yeah. Whenever she called me, I'm like, oh shit, something happened. She called me and she told me she passed away. And that hurt. That hurt a lot, because that was like my mom. Like, she loved me so much, and I felt. Here's the things I internalized so much. Yeah. So I'll come back to that. I remember my mom just going crying hysterically later, going to the beach, going into water and just we're fully clothed, regular clothes. Yeah. Goes in the water and beach and it's just on the sand. Right. Just covered in sand, tears coming down her face, and I felt hopeless again. Damn. That was top 3 toughest moments. Yeah. Yeah. I believe it. To see my mom like that. Yeah. I couldn't do anything. Right. It's I couldn't even feel about my grandma. I see my mama. But mind you, we're in Mission Beach, San Diego, California. People everywhere. It's summertime. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's summertime. There's a hell of people out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And seeing all this, and I was just heartbroken. So during these times, I internalize all this pain, because I'm if I would have made it, if I would have made it to the NFL, my grandparents wouldn't have to move to Puerto Rico. My grandparents didn't move to Puerto Rico. My grandfather would never fell, eventually passed because of that. If my grandma didn't feel alone, maybe she wouldn't have taken all those pills. Right. So it's just all these things, I'm I blame it on myself. Of course. So during this whole time, so now that I painted the picture, now I'm squatting. I think of all this stuff that I just told you about, right? Yeah. Now what I'm thinking is, if I get this rep, everything will be okay again. Yeah. It'll all disappear. Everyone comes back. I literally trick my mind into that. I have to. Yeah. That's why you see tears coming out of my face. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm really letting loose. And during this whole time, I'm talking to Chris. He's been there the whole time. Helping me out, just letting me be me. And, he can say 1 or 2 things and I'm in my zone ready to go. Because he knows when it's he calls it a fake scream or a fake roar, when I'm really trying to hype myself up. Sometimes it doesn't click. Yeah. I mean, shit just gets hard. I'm just ugh. And then he knows when I turn it on. And then it's funny, he calls it my superpower. It cracks me up, because he's I do shit that people really don't do. Struggle with 1 rep, get fucking pissed off, tears coming out of your face, and then bang out 3 or 5 more. Right. And I think that's one of the things how it started coming around, was the tears coming down, is because it was my therapy. Yeah. During those things, I never talked about anything about it. This might be the 3rd or 4th time I've ever talked about it in general. Yeah. So it's nothing that I'm that, let's say, open about, but I'm definitely close to my chest about. Sure. So yeah. I want to be I put out my captions a little bit, but my Instagram ain't popping like that where everyone's gonna know why I cry. Right. You know what I mean? So all they see is the crying video. Right, and we talked about, the internet's just ruthless, so shit'll just get out there. I'll never forget this. So, oh man, I got the most hate. I'll never forget the most hate I ever got. Really? So I flew out to the Bay. It's the anniversary of my great grandfather's passing. Once again, I'm seeing my mom. I'm seeing my brother. I'm the only one not crying at this point at the dinner table. We had a special dinner and stuff like that. We were just there, all the family. Later that next morning, I flew out. I only came for one day, just for that.
Okay.
And the next morning I flew out, and then I had a squat. Right? I was going for like a big PR or something. I was going for like 550 for a double or something. Or double or triple, something like that. I think it was a double. And, you know, I'm like getting hyped up. I'm like in my zone, you know, and this is probably the one where it's like tears going down my face. I fucking struggled. Hit the bottom, probably RP 1 million.
Yeah.
Started shaking at the top. I started falling back. I gathered myself, didn't rack it. I'll die before I rack a bar.
Yeah.
You know? And I almost died.
Yeah, right.
I went down for the second rep, man, and boy, did I get so much hate on Instagram. That was probably the most hated video I've ever received.
But why?
Oh, because they're looking at my technique like, oh, like, you're doing this for, like, you know, people say, like, you're just doing this for attention, like, this, and that. And mind you, these are some people, like, I don't forget. I remember some people that talk shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I ever see you in public, you're like, bro, you don't know where I'm from.
Yeah.
So it's just like, try to keep stuff personal and professional at the same time.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's like, don't expect to talk shit on Instagram, and then you see me in person, and we're going to be good.
Well, it's, you know, I said it before, but nothing makes a small dog feel stronger than a big fence. And the internet is the biggest fucking fence imaginable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's super easy for these keyboard warriors.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, you know what it is? I think it's what makes your story so powerful, and this whole idea is the rep isn't about the rep, right? The rep is about
so much
everything that got you to that rep.
Yeah. It means if I get this rep, my grandparents come back. I get this rep, like, my mom's happy. I'll be able to get the house. My dad doesn't have to work as hard. My brother doesn't have to be without a brother. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's in San Jose, and I can't be there for him growing up. Like, that hurts.
Right.
Because I grew up with my other brother, my youngest brother, Noah. Like, I can't, that shit hurts. I can't be there for him.
Sure.
You know, because I have to be out here living my life. I'm not ready to go back home. I got nothing to come back home with.
Right.
That's my mentality, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Like, it hurts me that I can't be there.
I get that.
And I internalize all that, thinking, like, if I would make it to the league, everything would have been fine.
Right.
You know?
Right. But, I mean, we're humans, right? So it's easy to, of course, you want to, like...
Logically, I know I'm completely wrong.
Right. But you just want to make sense of the world somehow.
It's like, you know, obviously you can say, well, the what if.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily that I'm wrong. What if I did do that?
Yeah.
There's a chance that everything could be fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe what I want to believe. It pushes me harder. So, logically, I know it's not healthy sometimes, but at the same time, I know it's the reason why I do what I do.
Yeah.
So.
What are your lift numbers right now?
Competition, squat is 744, bench is 578.
Okay.
Deadlift in competition is 650. Now, the deadlift has been, like, up and down. Like, I just recently got carpal tunnel.
Okay.
So that shit sucks.
Yeah.
And then during the U.S. Open prep, I got fat. Honestly, I got huge.
All right.
I went from like 290, 300, around there to 370.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right now, like, you see me, I'm probably around 340-ish right now.
Okay.
You know, I want to get down to like 320, you know, stay healthy weight. My ultimate goal is, like, you know, I said chase the bench.
Yeah.
I can't be 250 doing that. So I know I got to be bigger, but I didn't have to be that big.
Yeah.
I was just, you know, my coach said, get as big as you can. My squat kept going up, so I did it.
Word.
You know, and it was great. You know, and now just dialing it back. But because of that, I couldn't get in my position with deadlift. My tummy was in the way.
Damn.
So I had to keep widening my stance. And
Yeah.
wider my stance, the wider my hands go. The wider my hands go, the less better grip I got.
Yeah.
Like, my best deadlift pull ever is 725.
Oh, damn.
You see the disparity in
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
So it's just like, right now I'm training, I'm doing bench only meet coming up in November. And I'm peaking my deadlift with it.
Okay.
So I'm looking to pull something, you know, mid-sevens at least.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and just to myself, to prove to myself that I can, like, deadlift something. You know?
Yeah.
But,
So what, where for these sort of ultimate goals, do you know where your bench will have to get?
say that one more time?
For your ultimate goal, do you know where your bench would have to get?
For
What would you need your bench press to be?
for
To have the highest bench in the world.
Oh, yeah. Right now the record is 738
Okay.
by Krill.
All right.
But my boy Julius Maddox, though, he's a monster. He's an irregular strength on Instagram.
All right.
He's been 705 in competition. He's actually competing this weekend at Boston Bosses.
Yeah.
So it might be 738, but after this weekend, it might be a lot higher.
Damn.
Like, he's a monster, you know. And I got a chance to meet him at the American Fit Expo in Houston this past year, and it was great to meet somebody like that and so humble. You know what I mean? Like, he helped me with my bench press a little bit, give me some cues, and I really feel like he helped me with, like, especially with my leg drive. Yeah. You know, but after this weekend, that 738 might be gone.
Really?
Yeah. So
damn.
Wherever it is, that's what I'm chasing.
I gotta believe that all of your story, the things that you're doing. I know you do a lot of training. You do online training. You do personal training. Do you? Is it just about the metrics and the numbers with you, or do you sort of help your clients get at this bigger purpose behind the lifts? And
oh man, like everything I just told you and how I experienced myself, what I went through with my first mentor. Yeah, that's my heart of training. Yeah, I tell them there's a reason why you come to me and not to 24. You know, I have clients that, and here's the thing: is just like patience is the key as a trainer. Yeah, right. I can work with the one thing that's hard for me to work with somebody is somebody that doesn't want to put in effort. Like, if you don't want to give, that's the people I can't train. Yeah, I can't train people that don't want to train. No, like, I mean, yeah, like, nobody can. It's hard. Yeah, right, right. Yeah, but you gotta want to. I can train someone that's mentally weak because they're mentally weak for a reason. Mm-hmm. Now, once I find the reason, I can showcase something else. You know, I have one of my clients, man, probably one of the best mental transformations ever. You know, Candace, she when we started, she it was a blind consultation. You know, someone referred her to me, and then she came in and never forget it. She told me after the consultation, she's like, if I knew who you were, I would have never came. Really? She was intimidated with all this stuff. Sure, yeah. Very intimidated, you know. So I started training her, and then I think it was the first workout, I was like finishing on some abs, and she felt like she couldn't finish. I didn't get upset. I don't expect her to know that she's able to push through something she's never felt that before. Okay. You know? Of course. For me, oh yeah, I've felt this pain before. I know I can push through it. I've done it countless of times. Yeah. Her never has felt it. How would anyone expect to be able to do something if they never experienced something to begin with? Yeah, I don't know, but I think there's a lot of trainers that aren't conscious of that. Oh, I'm huge on that because I've been there. Right. So the first thing I told her, I was like, hey, don't worry. I don't expect you to, you know, feel like you're able to do this. I know what you're capable of. The problem is you don't know what you're capable of. Right. I was like, we'll leave this today and then we'll come back. And then the next workout, usually you're starting off the stairs. The first thing I figured to do was finish her workout from the last workout. Oh, damn. First thing I did, didn't forget. I was like, hey, we got to finish the abs. And I told her, I was like, it's the small things. It's the attention to detail that's going to make a difference in your life. That's dope. You know, she made an amazing transformation. I think she lost like 30, 40 pounds. You know, barely able to squat to, I got her into a powerlifting competition. Holy the same person that was afraid to walk in this place, would never have met me, competed. Like, one of her biggest fears was like doing something like that in front of a lot of people. Mind you, she owns a business. You know, she owns Pacific Beach Nutrition, a supplement store down Pacific Beach, and that was probably one of many of my proudest like coaching moments. Yeah, because the strength part, that shit's easy. And honestly, like, it's 1 + 1. It's like more like, you know, numbers. Right. You train them a certain way, they're obviously gonna get stronger. By how much differs, right? Of course. But they should get stronger. Of course. It's to be able to make the life changes. You know, she's a different, like, she'll tell you herself now, like, she's a completely different person than she was a year or 2 years ago. You know, I think that's probably one of my proudest transformations, not only body transformation, but like, you know, spiritual transformation. Yeah. That's why I feel like I excel as a trainer. You know, obviously, like, I'm not the best trainer. Like, I don't think I know everything. Like X's and O's, the technicality. You know, like, I have a trainer. You know, I pick Chris's brain off like every day. I ask him, hey, why do you do this? Why did we do this today? What do you think about this? Yeah, yeah. I do this all the time for the last 5 years. That's how I became such a great trainer, because what Chris has taught me. So obviously, I know that I don't know everything. Yeah. But the thing is, the way I beat everybody out here, I care more than any trainer will ever care about their trainer. Or their clients. Yeah, that's the shit that matters. Yeah. So. Yeah. Anybody can learn the X's and O's. Exactly. You know what I mean? But you gotta differentiate. I mean, you gotta cater to the human aspect of it. Is there anything? I think this story is actually going to be really beneficial for a lot of people that are struggling. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned today that you want to talk about or mention? Well, besides my own brand stuff, like it's funny when I found out what the podcast is called, like Lionheart Radio.
Yeah.
I was starting my own brand, like Lionheart.
Okay.
You know, Lionheart Strong. You know, all my clients are part of the Pride. You know, I got
nice.
like Only the Strong Survive.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah,
all those little things that I'm branching off myself. Like, it's nothing major. It's just like my own brand. Like, just want to create something where, you know, the belief of how much heart really means.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm really trying to get across out there.
That's badass. So why did you go? Like, obviously, I have my reasons for Lionheart Radio, whatever. Why'd you go with the Lionheart?
Yeah, I'll never forget it. Because I've been thinking, I was like sitting down, and I was just like, I was with a couple buddies, you know, and I was thinking, I was like, I'll never forget my boy Andrew. He was sitting down, and we were just like bouncing things off each other. Like, I didn't know what I was going to call my brand.
Yeah.
You know, and then he said Lionheart. And I was like, I like that. You know, for some reason it just clicked because I wanted something that embraced the entirety of who I am.
Sure. My
strength, my heart. And I think Lionheart itself is exactly that. And during that time too, I had long hair, so it looked like I had a mane. So you know, so I mean, I really believed it. You know.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I got a lion tatted on my chest.
On your heart.
Know? Yeah. Lionheart. Like, I really believe how much heart it takes for lifting or in life in general.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's probably one of the biggest things that I feel like I want my name and brand to stand for. Is something like that.
Yeah.
You know, for someone to look at my videos, and because my end goal for everything too is just like, I want to be able to be on stage and be a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
You know, and I know the best thing that Chris told me was like, he's like, God is doing this on purpose. How can you be the best motivational trainer if you never have trials and tribulations?
Yeah, you can't.
He's like, He's like, don't ever forget this. He's like, enjoy the hard times now.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Because these are going to be the things that when you speak to somebody, you can make a difference in their lives.
Yeah.
So when Chris told me that, like, all this stuff, the pilot stuff, I know I'm not going to be lifting forever. I want to be able to tell my story and everything that I've been through and bring up. That's the only reason why I want a big platform.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I want a big following. So I want to reach out to more people. Every time I hear somebody commit suicide, I feel like a failure once again. Yeah. You know, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I wish I was able. I wish they were able to see my story. I wish I was able to do this and that. I see it all the time, man, and it's just like, it breaks my heart. So it's just one thing that motivates me and pushes me is to make sure I can at least try. If I can commit one less person to commit suicide, I feel like I've done something.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know, so that's the reason why I like Lionheart.
Yeah.
You know,
that's badass. Yeah. I think just looking back at your whole theme and your story, I really like that you're all in. Like, on everything, every rep, the lifestyle, every fucking move, like, it all matters. Nothing is insignificant, and you're all in. I fucking think that's something that people can really, really benefit from. So the final question, the Lionheart kicker, we ask every guest this: if you were given a platform for the day and it were guaranteed that everybody in the world would hear what you would say, be translated to every language, what would you tell people?
The biggest thing was you can never lose if you never give up. You know, you might not be winning at the time. Yeah. You know, like I told you all my stories of how I came through, you know, and how I made it to, you know, Division I football, how I made it to Strength Cartel, you know, how I made it to this podcast. Yeah. You know, a year ago, man, like I said, I wouldn't expect stuff like this. Yeah. You know, but the biggest thing during this whole time is I never gave up. So there's no way I can lose. That's like, yeah. It's so like I'm just keep on winning.
Yeah. Well, I like that. It reminds me of this sort of quote, but it's like they say the greatest quarterbacks, like in the NFL, they don't ever lose. They just run out of time, right? Because eventually they win. Because the kind of people that never quit, that never stop, they always figure out a way to get where they need to go. And I think the fact that you're getting ready to go train with the people that you looked up to 5 years ago says all you need to know. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you
for people that are listening to this and they want to follow along with you in your journey, or maybe even training, whatever, where's the best place for them to do that?
I got my Instagram, Mr_Orlando. Okay. I have my website, lionheartstrong.com and bodybybruce.me. Get ready to branch off on a YouTube channel as well, just for more motivational stuff. Might have some lifting stuff, but there's going to be more motivational stuff that I'm going to put out content-wise. Okay. And if, you know, follow Strength Cartel, the rest of my boys see me and everybody else and what we do on our day-to-day basis. And you can check out Big Boy's Big SC Boy at on YouTube.
Yep.
To check out more videos. That's where all our strength cartel videos get posted. So
okay. Dope. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to Lionheart Radio. I hope that the information from today's show will make you fitter, happier, and healthier. For the show notes of this episode and every episode, head to www.lionheartrad.io. Yep, just like Lionheart Radio. And please, if you have the time, head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. It really helps us to know that we're on the right track in delivering you reliable information and value. As always, feedback is welcomed. If you have any comments on the show or like to suggest a guest, send me an email at rick@luavive.com. That's LUAVIVE.com. Thanks for your support, and we will see you next time.
Bitch, I feel good. Don't I look stupendous? My shine is so endless, and shit you can do to end this. Even when I'm dead, niggas still gon' bump that chip shit. Coke, white, Escalade on cinches for you dipshit. So you won't forget this. Midwest nigga be the coldest. Cleveland is